hey, what will happen if I tell you that there's a group of nations who's actually trying to create a system that can actually fight against the US dollar? And not only that, but the monopolized system that is caused by the European nation. Well, I'm talking about BRICS. So now let's understand what exactly BRIC is. So BRICS stands for B as Brazil, R as Russia, I as India, C as China, and S as South Africa. I know it sounds really weird. How come India and China came into the same group? But it does happen. Let me explain how it happened. Okay. You know what? BRIC was basically came into being in 2009 after seeing the crash that happened in America, the internet bubble that burst, and everything was disrupted. Why? Because the entire world is connected to it, dollar back after World War II, where all the nations decided that what, now we're going to try to connect all our currencies to dollar. So now dollar is going to be backed by gold, and after gold it was backed by petroleum. That's why we got a term like dollar that we have explained in our previous video, right? How dollar become like powerful. So now since the entire world is connected to dollar, so this one economic breakdown it actually impacted the entire globe. So after seeing these five nations, they have thought, if this kind of stuff happened in the upcoming future, due to someone else's fault, why we suffer? So for which they thought, why not we create our own system, our own currency? So when anything happens in the upcoming future to the Europe or the America, at least our nations, our currency, our economy will not get collapsed. So by thinking that in the mind, so the countries have decided to form a group, and that's what they named it. So now let's understand, okay, why BRIC was exactly created. So it is not like they only limited to create own currency, okay. So it was like more than that. Why? At this point the power is actually monopolized. It is either in the hand of the US or the European nations, right? So how, just imagine all the trade, all the bank loan, even war, it is decided by the European countries. And how does they get the power? Through the US dollar, through IMF, International Monetary Fund, through World Bank, as well as through the Swift Pay. So now these are the problems. To tackle them, the BRICS was formed, and the goal was to have their own currency. Why? If now India and China have to trade, they have to use US dollar, and who is getting power from this? The US, not India or China. So they thought, why not we create our own currency, the BRICS, okay? So then if we have to trade, so at least we can use our own currency to trade, and it is going to help no one but us. And after that, they also have decided to create their own bank. Why? If any of the nation goes to World Bank, so they're going to put rules as per their own comfort, not as per the comfort of the nation who is actually went there for help, right? So to break this one monopolized system, they thought, why not we give the rest of the world one more option by creating our own bank, where you're going to make rules that can actually help the nations to repay the loan as well as to grow the nation, instead of having rules that can actually be like a hurdle for us to grow. And it will be like a big headache for us to pay back the interest as well as the amount that have taken from the bank, as well as to grow a nation. Both is absolutely not possible. So these are the basic goals. And now there is one more thing, that why BRIC is exactly doing this. We have already understood that why it was, but also to break the monopolized system that is caused by the European nation, as well as to give the other nations an option to choose a better one, which can actually help them to grow the nation as well as to get stronger. And here we got a new term like BRIC plus. So let's understand what that. It is nothing much, okay. Just plus means in BRIC more nations want to add themselves, such as the UAE, the Egypt, as well as Ethiopia, and there are a few more countries I don't remember for now, but definitely Iran, I think it is one of them, yes. But let's once try to see the reality, okay. Can BRIC actually succeed in its goal? Well, I will say there is always probability. It can, it might not. It depends. But we have to understand by seeing the present data that BRIC is growing every single year strong. And I hope to see you soon. Till then, I'm always going to say one thing, that try to learn more to grow more.